Hey everybody, welcome down to the channel. Andy Carter here. Thanks very much for checking out another video, because today we're talking golf course management. And behind me here, we've got one of the hardest holes on the golf course here at Royal North Devon Golf Club. It's the 14th hole. It's a par 4. It's long. It's over 400 yards. However, today I'm probably playing it at its absolute easiest because there just is not a breath of wind. This is incredible. To have a day like today is rare. So when I woke up, I was like, I need to get out to that golf course and film a golf hole that makes me look like a good player. But we're going to be talking you through the difficulties of the tee shot, and then the real difficulties in the shot selection and the club selection for how you're going to be approaching what is a very difficult green, an upside down saucer style green, not very big. We've not had rain for a while, so the golf course is very bouncy, very firm. So if you are at a golf club that has that type of terrain where the ball is bouncing, it's fiery once it takes that first bounce and you never know which way it's going to go or how hard it's going to go, this video will definitely help. Well, this video should help you. But let's just take a moment just to marvel at the surroundings I have behind me. This golf course is beautiful, and on a day like today, so lucky to be out. So let's go out, let's enjoy it. Any questions you've got about this video, please drop them in the comment section below. I will always reply. And if you've got any content that you want to see in the future, please also drop them down in the comment section below. But let's tackle this par 4 now. So the first shot of every hole that I think gets overlooked by the majority of golfers, and to be fair, sometimes me, is set up on the tee box to suit how you play. So for example, if you're a right-handed golfer and you hit a bit of a fade or a power fade, or you're trying to control that slice, give yourself the best opportunity to hit the fairway by teeing up as far to the right-hand side of the tee box as you possibly can. Because what that's going to do, is going to encourage you then to aim more out to the left-hand side. So you're actually playing across the fairway to try and fade the ball back into the fairway. It's all about getting the right angles off the tee to start with. So for me, I hit a draw. So I'm going to tee up on the left-hand side. And I'm going to aim down the right-hand side of the fairway. And I feel like if it doesn't come back, it's fine, it's on the right side of the fairway, maybe even towards the right semi-rough. If I push it, then that's in trouble, okay? But if it draws back, I'm back in the fairway. Now, a couple of things I always wanted to try and check as well is the issues that are going to be out there, the problems that we're going to be faced with once we're hitting this tee shot. I can see 3 bunkers. Now, I've zapped all 3 bunkers. I can't reach the one on the far right, but I can clear the ones in the middle. So again, depending on what tees you play from and what distances you hit off the tee, play smart. Never hit towards the trouble. Also as well, maybe have a think about what's the rough been like. I'm on the 14th hole here, so I'm 13 holes in. I know the rough is actually not that severe. So we don't have to hit the fairway. Just get the ball on grass, okay? So you could aim way away from those bunkers, making sure, because if you go in the bunker, you're pretty much guaranteed to make bogey or worse, because you've got to get out, then on the green. Whereas if you keep the ball in grass, you've got an option of still being able to hit the green or get it very close. So I'm going to be hitting a draw from this tee. I'm going to be aiming just down the right-hand side, and we're going to get it over those bunkers. Or we're going to hit a power draw down the left-hand side. But like I've already said, I know that the grass is not too bad. I know it's not too thick. So up down the left rough, I'm not in a bunker, it's absolutely fine. What was really important off the tee is I didn't catch any of the fairway bunkers, and I'm in line with the one that I thought I couldn't reach. So I've hit it really well, I just hit it slightly left, but we're on grass, okay? And a massively important area next is to assess the lie, because it's the lie that's going to help you with your club selection as well. But also, as well as club selection, we've got to get the right club selection for the distance. So, on this 475 yard par 4, I've actually gone and got, is that the right flag? 227 yards to go. Nice. So I've got a long way to go, 225 yards. Now, The ground's very bouncy, it's firm, we've not had much rain, the course is fiery. There's nothing in between me and the flag, but this green is very small and it's on that upside down saucer style setup where if it runs up the green and runs over, it will always run off the sides if it gets too close to the edges. So middle of the green's got to be the one. The flag is cut to the right hand side. The only obstacles in my way right now that I can see are sheep. So I don't want the ball to get stuck in their wool, because that would be annoying. Is it wool at this stage? So 225 yards, it's massively important to use a club selection based on lie. The lie is pretty good. It's slightly moving towards the target, which is going to make the ball come out a little bit lower. So I'm going to take my 4-iron, which is the club I would normally use for this distance anyway. This is one of those holes you just want to give yourself the best possible chance of par, or if you're an 18 handicapper or above, you want to try and give yourself the best possible chance of bogey. Now, on the scorecard, it is actually one of the hardest holes on the golf course. So 9 out of 10 times you make bogey on here, it's technically a net par anyway, so it's not that important. What is important about this shot is keeping the ball in play, which is it's a relatively open shot, but because we've got a club in our hands that can be a lot more wayward in comparison to the shorter irons, not easy. The quality of strike, we want to get this ball realistically, worst case scenario, inside of 30 yards of the green. So then we should be backing ourselves to hit the green from that sort of distance. Okay, got a 4-iron, so it's slightly downwind. It's a fiery fairway, so it will bounce and bound forwards. I've got the ball position just slightly further back than normal, just because of the lie. So I don't mind this coming out really low. I certainly don't mind it coming out low anyway, because it's a links golf course, it's a firm fairway. I need all of the club, so any bit of extra roll I can get from the shot is going to help us. So always go through the routine, a couple of practice swings. The flag I know is on the right side of the green, having played this a few times. So I'm actually not even aiming at the flag. I'm actually aiming left of the flag, because I also know that left of the flag and left of the green will make an easier third shot, because I'll have a lot more green to work with. Oh, it's an amazing strike. I'll be honest, I've absolutely pured it. It's looking like it's going to be left. Stop there. Left side of the green, probably about pin high actually. I hit it really, really well. Probably left side of the green, chipping up on the green. So we've got should have plenty of green to work with. One of the pretty amazing things about this golf course is the fact that they've got sheep and horses just kind of chilling. And just there, you'll see that there are a couple of horses. And my golf ball is quite close to them. So I'm not sure how they feel about being on YouTube and how they feel about me talking for the next couple of minutes about how to play this next shot, because it's a pretty tricky shot. We're going to be going up the bank to the flag to get it onto the green. And worst case scenario, we want to make sure we make a bogey. We don't want to make a mistake from this distance, although it's going to be very easy to, because the golf course is playing so firm, it's so fast, that we just got to make sure we get this next shot onto the green. So you've got two options. You can play the chip and run, or you can play the slightly higher shot and hope that the ball lands and settles a little bit softer. All right, give me a shout if you think I'm going to get attacked. I'm not great with animals, okay? Right, so this shot is very tricky. You've got quite a big undulation. Sorry, I keep checking. Quite a big undulation up to the green. So I could go in with the 58 degree, but the problem is it's quite a bare lie. Bare lies are going to be very, very difficult to get a consistent quality of strike. So I've chosen a club that I can leave short enough of the green to run up. I don't want to be landing a ball on the bank, because if you land the ball on the bank, it's very inconsistent to how the ball reacts. I've actually got a little 9-iron here, and I just want to land this just in front of where I am, so then it rolls up the bank. And then once it's up on the bank, it's actually a little bit downhill to the flag, and that's what makes this shot so difficult, is the fact that once it goes over the hill, it's going to go even faster, and I don't want to go down the other side, because then I'll be short-sighted. So what I'm going to do, I've got a 9-iron, I'm going to play this on the inside of my right foot. I'm going to keep the weight favouring my left side. I'm just going to keep the hands very still during the swing. Now when I say that, there is a little bit of movement. I do lift the club up a little bit vertically during this takeaway, just to get a slight angle of attack down into the ball, which helps you just get that little bit of spin as it pops up. But also it's the quality of strike. So I do want the club face getting slightly higher so I can hit down on the ball. So it's landed short of the hill. and then it's rolled up nicely into around about 10 feet. So I've got an outside chance of par on a very, very difficult par 4, but I've got what we should say is a guaranteed bogey. So this is quite a tough hole. You've got a long par 4. It is pretty wide open. There's only 3 fairway bunkers in the middle, but you've got to know your distance to get to those bunkers as to whether maybe you need to hit a 3-wood, or if you're thinking what I think is quite clever, if you know the rough is not too bad down the sides, to go down the edges of the fairways and just hit it into the rough, but keep your driver distance. That way then you've got a chance of either hitting the green in regulation, or, like I said, the most important thing, if you're happy to make a bogey on this hole, it's one of the hardest on the golf course, then make sure your second shot is within 20 or 30 yards of the green so you can get it onto the green. Because then greens like this are very tricky, links greens in particular, because they have they're very fast. It's, as I keep saying, with the weather, it's very fiery, especially when it's windy. So today we're quite fortunate with no wind. But if you get the wrong side of a flag, and this is for every golf course in the world, if you see a flag on the right side of a green, you do not want to miss right, you want to miss left. You've got all of the green to work with. Had I overhit my chip shot, I would have gone off the other side of the green quite comfortably, because the runoffs were very, very fast. So I've chosen a club that's going to get me in towards the middle of the green. I've hit it pretty well, and I've actually found myself inside of, well, around about 10 feet or so, 10, 11 feet. I've got a chance of par. Well, it's a bonus if this goes in. Statistically, from 10 feet, we're not expecting to hold it, but one thing we definitely do not want to do is make a really unforced error, which would be a 3-putt. So try and do lots of putting drills, try and learn how to keep the club face neutral throughout the putting stroke, because that will definitely save you some shots. Now I've got this moving slightly off the right hand side, so I'm going to line up the writing of Pro V1, and I'm going to use the shaft of the club to give me a help with the line as well, and I've got that right on the right lip. I'll take a couple more steps away just to kind of give myself a better, broader view of the putt. So again, I'm happy with the line. I have to trust that line now, because when I stand over this, because I'm also on a very slight slope and I'm looking over the ball like this, that line now doesn't correlate to where I lined it up to, but I have to trust it. So I'm going to make sure I've got my stroke working as well as possible. I'm going to get the line of the putter straight in behind the line of Pro V1. To me, honestly, that feels like I'm aiming left, okay? But I've lined it up from down there and down the line. I've got to trust it. So I'm going to trust it. Set up, good posture, eyes over the ball. 1 look, 2 looks, 3 looks, fire. Miss. But it's an easy bogey on what is, oh, double bogey, and what is a very tricky par 4. So be careful with your shot selection, your club selection. Get an overall feel of where you're going to be hitting the shot to. Is there a bunker in the way? Is there trees? Is there a dogleg? What side of the dogleg do you want to be on? Massively important to strategize. And I think a lot of golfers, especially at the moment, are very worried about slow play, and actually hitting bad shots makes slow play. So spend that extra 10-15 seconds just trying to figure out, get your bearings of where you want to hit the shot, because from that second shot in particular, you could look at that and go, okay, 225, grab the 3-wood, and that's just not going to be the right club for the way the lie was and for the coming out of the rough. But thinking about it, it's downwind, it's a fiery fairway, and the flag is kind of right in the middle and over on the right hand side. So think, you know what, I could go down to a hybrid, I could get the ball bouncing down the fairway, and I keep it over on this left hand side away from the danger, and if there's bunkers as well, away from the bunkers, so make your third shot a little bit easier. Guarantee yourself worst case scenario bogey and crack on to the next hole. Now, a lot of these sort of tutorial videos are obviously based on the quality of the strike, which obviously we're not all consistent at doing that, and I'm certainly not as well. I'm certainly in that bracket, but what the information on this video is meant to have taught you is that even when you slightly mishit it or anything like that, you're in the correct side of the hole, which makes the next shot better and easier as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do follow me on my social media platforms, and please do hit that subscribe button. Content coming Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, But for today, from the fantastic Royal North Devon Golf Club, I'll see you again very soon.